Good morning, guys. We are going to stop by Dad's shop on the way back to the shop. I just left the Restoration World. This stupid thing. I'm gonna have to pull over and hang it on the windshield. It keeps them walking around on me. Hold tight. Alright. I wish I had one of these mounts like this for my cell phone so when I go live it's stable. Alright. Yesterday I did not video at all. I had a really rough day with the fighting with a lot of different YouTube stuff. I think I got that handled, so. And today I had to come down to Restoration World to get some parts for a truck that I'll be working on tomorrow. So I figured I'd just, you know, it's time. I gotta do different things all the time, so it's not always gonna be at the shop, but it's stuff that's gotta be done, you know. Going a different route because he's east of Sydney and we came from Sydney, so we're kind of zigzagging back and forth up to his shop. Hopefully everybody's having a good day. Been this way in a long time. I was talking to him at Restoration World after I got off the live, and who knows, we might even have them come up and set up at the June show. I know they haven't set up for a few years. Is that better? I feel like it was aimed at the sky for us. Well, maybe not. How's that? Is that okay? Raise you up like this. How's that? That mo better? gotta be Mobetta. Closer to the windshield. That rattling is, but it's driving me nuts. Do not like rattles. I had a rattle in the passenger door all day yesterday. I finally got it to quit, and now I got this rattle behind me. Want to slow down just a little bit. 70 on those hills ain't all that safe. Indian Creek Distillery. without the pine needles and, you know, the warm air. Due north. At least the sun's not blinding me this direction. Junction 41. If you turn to the left, you'll go to Troy. Turn to the right, you'll go to Springfield. We're going straight. AMC Concords, two of them side by side. Haven't seen them in a long time. Not too many of them around anymore. I forgot to ask while I was there with everything going on. I need a price on one-piece bumpers, 1963 Biscayne. And 55. Come into, again, this will take you to Troy, but we're gonna go this way. We're gonna go through Christiansburg. a pretty cool looking tree. Champaign County. No dart. It's like the blue one I did. Oh, we just passed the tow motor that I just sold too. It was sitting in front of that station on the right. Coming up on State Route 235. I think it's right up here. It's been a minute since I've been down this way. You know, those hills are not fun when you gotta pee. Hey, look, a Dollar General in the middle of nowhere. Imagine that. Uh-oh. Hey, Adam, not good news. One piece front and rear bumpers for the 63 Biscayne are discontinued. They had too many complaints on poor fitment. All right, let's head north. Again. Electric car in front of me must be running out of battery. It keeps getting slower and slower and slower. Don't even know what it is. Rivian? Never heard of it. What are you doing, dude? On the right hand side used to be Wick buildings. They used to do pole barns, and we used to build all the steel girders for the roof trusses. I don't know what's in there now, but I guess there's a couple different businesses in there. You guys want to see something cool? Check this out. Oh. I'll just come around backwards. Whoops. Sorry, guys. This thing has been sitting here for years. They move it around every once in a while. Not real sure why they built it, just to let it set. But it's like they took the original frame of that truck and put it on another frame and welded them together. Put a lift kit on it. It's just kind of interesting. And then we're coming up on KTH Products. The trucking company I used to drive for, one of their branches is right here. And used to be a yard dog for this company here. But every once in a while they'd send me to Corbin, Kentucky, delivering parts. Or Columbus or Marysville, something like that. Used to do 300 trailers a night. And I'll tell you what, you'd think I was busy doing the building last year. I never stopped doing that. 12-hour shifts, and I barely had enough time to scarf a sandwich down while driving. I didn't stay there all that long, maybe 6-8 months. Were long, the pay sucked. I liked doing what I did, but it, like, again, it was too many hours straight with no breaks, and it was 7 days a week. They never stopped. Make you old quick climbing in and out of that semi all night long like that. The pond on the right hand side, he built that pond about 20 years ago now. He built speedboats, or used to. I don't even know if he's still around, but he used to build speedboats, and he would set them up out there and test the throttle responses and all that stuff. It was pretty cool. You could come up here and watch him doing it. It wasn't like he was inviting public or anything. It wasn't a invitation thing. It was just you if you seen him out there, you could stop and look. He usually didn't say nothing as long as you stayed away from the water. Little S10 sitting there, step side S10 with drag slicks on the back. If this truck was out of my way, we could see a little bit prettier scene. We're coming up on Kaiser Lake. There's MLS, that's the company I drove for. Getting ready to drive across the dam. I don't know how much of it you'll be able to see, but I've come here fishing a couple times. A lot of people really like coming over here to fish, but I'll tell you, I've never caught anything worth keeping. It's a pretty lake, nice setup for the campground. Pretty interesting. I just zigzagged across the state here, and so far I'm 35 minutes into the trip going to Dad's. That's actually, I'm gonna have to remember that, because last time it took me almost an hour to come to Dad's shop. Don't you put your left turn signal on. Yeah, I'll have to remember that, because it cut quite a bit of the trip out. Now we're on State Route 29. Get into a little bit of a curvy road here. For a minute, not very long. Back to the plains. gotten up to 54 today already. It's warmer than it's been since Friday afternoon. Back in a little bit. That's that Firebird I've been trying to get. I don't know, it might happen. I'll talk with him again. But now we're gonna head to town. This run right here every day for many years. Well, sort of. I used to turn on that last road we just passed. Back when I had to farm, $12-mile run one way. this road. Too many blind curves and hills. It was fun on the bike. Driving makes you tired. House on the right hand side here, she used to make the pies for the Spot restaurant. She hit the lottery and wouldn't even cash it in. Her kids made her cash it in, build this place. She said, nope, I'll save it for you kids, I'm good. She finally decided to go ahead and build that place. This has been about 25-30 years ago, and it was a nice place. I used to plow her driveway for her. Anybody traveling Ohio, watch your speed, because they're changing the state trooper vehicles again. I seen a dark blue one, State Highway Patrol, and I seen a dark charcoal one, State Highway Patrol. Surprised me, because they haven't changed the color of the troopers in probably 10 years. Right turn, Clyde. Vic's Country Cookin', Defiance, Ohio. has beef and noodles for their special today. I'm hoping somebody buys that restaurant and continues it on. What are you doing to me here? You're blocking the road. Guys, we're back at the shop. Hey, I recognize this place. I recognize that truck and that skid loader too. I recognize what's in the showroom. I own them. Alright guys, I know this is just an old driving one, but I'm kind of getting behind on my videos. I've had a few days where one day I just didn't even pick up my camera. Another day I had all kinds of problems, and another day just, yeah, whatever. It happens. So hopefully everything will be back to normal now. And I got that Silverado coming in this evening, so tomorrow I'll be working on that. Hopefully it don't take me too awful long to get that one done. And I should be having a Dodge truck come in, I don't know, like a 2001, something like that. The frame's rotted away right at the steering box, so I might need to go out to Dad's shop and get some material for that one. I don't have anything heavy like that. So yeah, that one should be a fairly quick one, as long as I can get everything apart without too much trouble. Yeah. All right, guys, I'm going to jump off here. I'm going to get a few things taken care of, and then I'm going to go to lunch. Till the next one, have a blessed day.